Hello friends, nice to see you here. If this is the first time we are meeting, I am Uma Shankar Pandey and this is the Dr. USP channel. I host videos on media and communication and how to make the best of the digital world on this channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I urge you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Before we start analyzing data, we must get data into R. The data could be in an Excel format or it could be in a CSV format. So we need to get that data into R. So in today's section on R statistics made easy, we'll discuss on how to get data into R. Before we start, it's important to have an idea of the working directory, finding out where the working directory is and setting the right working directory. So let's begin with the working directory. This is the familiar RStudio interface, which you've seen before. Here is the script editor as we know. And this is the console. All the R calculations happen on this console. For example, if I want to find out a multiplication, I just need to type in 5 multiplied by 4, for example. But it's always better to use the script editor for our commands for a number of reasons. The commands on the script editor can be saved and rerun later on. So it's advisable to use the script editor. The command for getting the working directory is getwd. Now, one very useful feature of RStudio is once we type in a few letters, it suggests the options for that particular command. On running the command, I can see that the working directory is the documents1 folder on my OneDrive. I can run the exact same command on the script editor as well. The only difference is after typing in the code, I need to run it. So if I type getwt followed by these two brackets, as usual, I'll get the same autocomplete suggestion. If I run it, I'll get the exact same result. There are many ways in which I can set the working directory, and one of the easier ways is using the toolbar option and looking for set working directory. From there, I'll choose the directory, and that is the folder where my R files are. For example, on my system, the R files are in the OneDrive and they're called R files. So I'll choose that folder. If I run getwd now, I'll see that the working directory has changed. And I can see all the files in that folder, R files, is now visible here. All my R files are here, and I can see them on the interface itself. And we'll see that it's a very useful tool. There are 3 different ways in which we can get data in R. As we just saw, all our relevant files are visible on the screen itself on this section of RStudio. So we can decide which particular file is required. For example, if I require this phd enrollments.csv file on my R environment, I just need to click that and go for import dataset. And the entire dataset is now visible here. In the code preview section, I can see the code used for extracting the data. We'll be needing this code later on. We can copy this code, or we can directly import it from this command. Now we can see the PhD enrollment file here on my script editor itself. So it tells me the number of PhD male candidates and female candidates and total enrollments in different states. That's what my file was all about. Another very similar way of getting data into R is using the file import dataset option from the toolbar. So we need to go to the file, there is the import dataset option, and we'll have to choose from text readr this option. So once I click this option, it will show this particular window, and from there we'll have to browse the file that we need to import. So if I want to import the same file, I'll have to locate the file from the browse command, and I just need to click onto this, and the same file is now available here. If you see, the same command is there in the code preview. We'll be using this command later on. So I import the file. As usual, I can see the file on the R Studio interface here on the script editor, and also I can see details about that in the environment here. So it tells me that there are 37 observations about all the states, and there are 11 variables here in the data set. So it gives me information about the data set as well. The third way of getting data into R is using the code on the script editor. For example, if I want to get the same PhD enrollment file here on the script editor, I'll have to first give it a name. So it's called naming an object. So I name it PhD. And then I use the assignment operator as before. So it is less than followed by a dash, and the command I use is read, and as you can see, R Studio is offering me the option. So I just click onto this option. So I need to now give the name of the file that I need to import here. So the name of the file, as you can see here, is phd enrollments.csv. So I'll have to name exactly like this using double inverted commas. So I just name phd enrollments.csv, inverted commas closed, and then I need to run it. I can see the command line here. So nothing is happening here right now, but I can see on the right side that it has been imported, and I can see the 37 observations of 11 variables as I saw last time. If I want to view the files on this particular script editor, I'll have to use the view command, view with a capital V. So R is case sensitive, and we must be very careful about that. So I just type in view, and then I open the brackets, and I type in PhD, and if I run it, I can see the files over here. So right now we have been able to perform one very simple command on the R Studio interface. We need to save the script that we have just created. So we'll go to File, Save As, give it a name, PhD Enroll for example, and we'll save it. And as we can see, it will be saved in the working directory, the R files. Now we can see that the name, which was untitled before, reads as PhD Enroll. We can use very simple commands to find out about the dataset that we have just imported. For example, a very useful command is head. The head command gives me the top 6 rows of the data set. So I'll just type in head followed by phd, which is the object that we created by using the read.csv command. So if we run head phd, we can get data about the top 6 rows in the data set. So we will get data about Andaman, Nicobar, Andhra, Arunachal, Assam, Bihar and Chandigarh. We can do all the analysis here in RStudio. For example, if I want to find out the names of the columns of the data set, I just need to type in the command names, and I will have to specify the object. So our object is phd that we have created, and if I run it, it will give me the names of all the 11 columns. So the first column was about the serial number, and it tells me about all the column names, all the 11 common names. I can also find out about the structure of the data set. What is it and what are the various measurements there? So for that, I'll just have to use str and again the name of the object. I run it, and I can see here on the console that this is a data frame, 37 observations of 11 variables. The first serial number is an integer. The second column, which is that for states, is a character variable, as we can see. The number of PhD mails, etc., is an integer. So there are lots of things that we can do on RStudio. Thanks for watching, friends. It was a delight having you here. I'll soon be back with another video. Till then, have a great time. See you soon.